dokie. Our message from Leela saying she should be more lucid now. So she was rambling, Durandal was being a bit of a pain, and basically led the Svit straight to her, really. And now we're on this level. We are on Ingue Ferroque, which is level 26. And anything that starts with a whole bunch of ammo is sort of somewhat unnerving. And a 3x shield, and that's it. Up there, so we can see there's a terminal right there, but it's up high. I think I might, there we go, I can just glimpse the top of it. Now in theory you can rocket jump or grenade jump up to it and skip this entire level. But that's the last terminal in the game. Now what we sort of do is work our way to the point where we jump out of the top of this lava fountain and into one of these little side alcove bits, and then we can jump across to the terminal, which is our ultimate goal for this level. So I've pulled out the rocket launcher to start with because that's a whole bunch of fun otherwise. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the map. It's not all that helpful, to be honest. Like, I can protect my fit buddies, or I can just protect myself, and based on the fact that there is no shields throughout this level and I have to run across lava at the end, I'm going to protect myself above my fit buddies. Now, I think I want to switch this one on, and it lifts this one. If you hit the other switch, it completes the whole stairs, but really I'm not interested in all of the stairs, I just want to make it through the level. And it leads up the stairs and to another bit where I have to drop down, which is just another circle. Now, I think I did manage to find at one point some secrets that lead us to different places in here, but ultimately your goal is to make it through without losing too much health, because our last little final run is intense. So that's where I came from, so I'm just running across to the other side where there's going to be another group of 4. These guys aren't as intimidating because they're not troopers, they're just your standard fellas. Now, did I get? Don't tell me I got the whole group without actually doing it. So again, this is like a 2-step. You can lift them up and try and sprint to it, but that's the switch we want to hit for the one we're standing on. And at this distance, the fusion pistol isn't perfectly accurate, so I'm gonna probably try a couple of times to hit it. So it's just a charge shot with the right click, and sometimes you can tell straight away you miss. There we go. Right, this is a bit where I really want the map, because there are bad guys throughout this bit. That I can top up to a 2x shield there, but I've still got my 3x, which is what I want to keep ideally all the way through. And these guys come at me like they think they're a threat now, but I am unloading everything I've got at everyone I come across at this point, because I really want to keep my shields as high as possible for the end where I'm running through lava. Alright, this one. this is the last terminal of Durandal. So he says, cool, hello again. So the Svit and Durandal assumed control of the 4 ship, and they're gonna go off and explore the galaxy. So see ya, have fun, and he's just worried that Leela would worry about him, but he's gone rampant and gone rogue and hijacked an entire spaceship. So bye guys. He'll send me a postcard from the Galactic Core. Ah, good. And that is sort of a lead into the second game, so Marathon 2, which I haven't actually played through all the way, but looks like a bit of a fun game. Didn't know it existed until I started researching this one. And there's more Svit here. Alright, I'll try and let the Svit pass. Try, there we go. Now there's 3 transports here. They all lead you to the same room, it's just different positions in the same room. But behind each of them is a door, which you don't really think of. But to get to the door, you just open it and sprint across, and the useful part of it is right here. That terminal opens up a save point right at the start if I fail. But it's all this like 5D space and nonsense. And you get to, not here, we go around, and I think you get to here, and there's another teleport. Now, I might do a separate recording going through that teleport, but basically you guarantee your own death in that point, because there's no way back. But it's a sort of a little creator's Easter egg of a list of people who worked on the game sort of thing, and they've had their say. But it's a room full of absolute badness if you don't make it. So that's pretty much all that's in that little 5-dimensional maze at the back there. And we otherwise going to go off to one side. And it's immediately bad guys. So I'm going to pull out my flamethrower. And that'll protect my Svit buddies, who work well as cannon fodder. But it'll absolutely decimate any of the 4. I think that might be it. So I'm going to keep sprinting until I know this circle is clear. And the teleports, you see, take you back and forward. So I can sort of hear there's badness coming on from this way. But I've got to hit the switches to open up that section. And this is the most health I've ever had when I've gotten to this section before. So it's opened up half of it. Not quite enough yet. So I'll go and open up the other half. Okay, so this is going to go real quick. So what I do is I jump down, I turn right, and then I take the first left. Because I want to end up, if you look back at the middle, you can see those paths that come in from the waterfall. So I want to turn, oh no, you're left and left again, or right and right again, I think it is. But there's every possibility I'll just get lost, and we'll see. And we're going for it. And I'm going to completely ignore those guys, run across and jump. So I went right and then first left and just jumped straight across. And that there is the terminal for the end of the level. But what I did by activating that switch in the secret area is if I happen to fall down right back all the way to the start, there's a save point. And the reason that's really handy is if I make it to this point and have decimated my shields, I end up with a chance to basically redo it with 3 times shields and not having to worry about any enemies taking it out. But we jump across and we press our terminal. And with that, the final floor attack is falling apart. And there's a surprisingly good news on planet side with 9 military Mjolnir Mark IV cyborgs. That sounds really familiar. Mjolnir armor, Mark IV, Spartans. It's like very, very Halo-esque. They were living among the colonists, and basically they single-handedly dispatched the 4 that were assaulting the colony. So casualties down there nowhere near as high as the Marathon. There's this big hint that you as a player are a cyborg, which is why you've managed to survive the entire interaction. And Leela's a bit upset with how easily cyborgs were secretly added to the midst, and there's this big theory about how Durandal was aware of it. And that's because Durandal's records were deleted. So right before he became rampant, and the 4 ship vanished along with Durandal. So good fun. And then we end up in this bit of a end prologue where it tells us the story of Durandal and the Svit roaming the planet core, the galaxy core, until they come across the Svit's homeworld. And I think that's where Marathon 2 kicks off, is Durandal pulling you up on the Svit's homeworld and trying to clear it out and do some stuff down there. But all over the ship, dancing through the wreckage of the 4 computer core, Durandal was laughing. And then we're back to the starting screen. So if you've enjoyed this retro walkthrough, let us know, like, share, subscribe. If you have any requests for other random games that you haven't seen in decades, let me know. I do have a few up my sleeve stored on my computer that I plan to do the same thing with. But, like, share, subscribe if you're interested in that sort of thing. And have fun. It's been good fun. My first walkthrough. Thanks, guys.